Okay, so today's video we're going to be working on the reverse confetti sketch number 15. I found this on Pinterest with where it shows, someone who has figured out the the sizes for the sketch because a lot of them come without the sizes on it. Um, so thank you, and I will have a link to where I found it on Pinterest. We're still using the same paper pack from Kaisercraft. Since it's really close to, Father's Day, I figured I would do at least another card um, so that you guys can see. And this paper pad is Factory 42. And I've already pre-cut and mat most of our stuff. So where you see the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, I've actually shrunk that down by 1/8 of an inch. And I get a white mat and this pattern paper that you see here, which I think is really cool because even though it's more masculine, it still has that foil and it's not girly, but it works. You know what I mean? So we're just going to tape up the back and go ahead and attach with the art glitter glue like we normally do. So that way we have time to readjust if we need to. And then I took a page that had like almost like border strips on it. Where you could cut it up and use just the strips if you want. But instead, I just cut it up and used it for the 1 1/2 by 4 1/8 measurement that you see that's going horizontal. And I think it works. You know what I mean? You're not going to see a whole lot of it because a lot of what we're doing on the center is going to cover it up. After I finished, I realized I probably should have lowered this part down some, but I'm gonna make it work because I like using these sketches and I know that it's not gonna always be exact to what they have laid out because if you don't know what the measurements are, sometimes it's hard to, you know, you're guessing to make it work. Does that make sense? So I'm laying it out, making sure that everything is laying how I see it on the sketch, and I like how it's going to lay out. Now, with the other pieces that you're laying down, like this one right here, it's 4 1/4 by 1 1/2 on the sketch sheet. So I just took it 1/8 further. So I made it 1 5/8 by 4 3/8 for my mat. You just add 1/8 of an inch. So that way you have a little bit of a border and it gives it dimension. It does make the card a lot heavier too when you add a lot of layers. So be aware if you're using a thinner cardstock, make sure you mat the inside as well. And what I mean by that is like you have your white paper on the inside, so you can either take black or you could get a piece of the pattern paper, put it as a mat to the white where you're going to be signing. So that way it just bulks up the inside just a little bit more. So that way your front isn't so heavy that the back flat page is weak. Another little tidbit. So to start the layers, I did put foam tape on the back of these two pieces. And at first, I was just gonna lay everything flat, and I realized, you know what? It's not being mailed out. Why not foam it up? You know what I mean? Give it all those layers that you like to see. Um, since it's being hand delivered, I didn't have to worry about postage. And on this one, on the one end, I'm doubling up the foam tape, and then I'm adding more foam on the other side, but just one layer because it's going to be sitting on top of the one that we just put down. So on the spot where it's hanging off the edge, it needed two foams. And the inside parts, it's fine. The one layer is perfect. And we're just doing the same thing with the second one. And let's see. Sorry about that noise there if you heard that, you know how computers are. So we're going to make the one card a happy birthday and the one card a happy Father's Day. So you can use the same pattern, change up the sentiments, and you get totally different cards, right? So you could make an entire pack of this using the same pattern, the same sketch, and you could create a bunch as far as like, if you have a friend who has a lot of men in their lives and they, are always looking for good masculine cards, you can do that with this and box them up and give them as a gift. Now, normally I always use the Nouveau drops, you guys know that. And I have one that has sort of like that orange tint that matches this paper, and it has glitter in it, but it's not crazy glitter. So we already have foil. I just added 3 dots on it, and I think it just really caps this off very nicely. Okay, so don't be afraid of your layers. If you're hand delivering it, I say layer it up, you know what I mean? Add as much as you want, give it that dimension and that height, and it really does something for the card. It gives it that extra pizzazz. So thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the very end, of course, I'll have links to previous sketch videos. And down in the comments below, if there's anything that you guys would like to see, whether it be more sketch videos, how to break down a sketch, how to come up with your own sketches, I don't know. Leave them down in the comments and I'll see what I can do, okay? Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great weekend.